There you go, they're last to come up in the garden, them there. Aren't they the most beautiful of orange, isn't it? Of the most beautiful orange. See the orange just peeking through there in the distance. The orange, a gorgeous colour orange, I was saying. How they are at the back end of the garden as well. See there now, can't you? See there? Totally out of focus now. Looks awful now, doesn't it? I've zoomed in that much. Yeah. So radiant the colour is. Poking through. Gorgeous, most gorgeous of radiant orange. It's not even an orange, is it? It's that unique, some colour I have never seen. Anything other than this plant. God, it's gorgeous colour. It's like an ignite flame. See that? Poking through in the distance. It's gorgeous, uniquely gorgeous colour. You might be able to see now, see the arch there in the centre picture. That's the archway, the entrance to the shopping precinct area. Loaded, man, loaded. And there's the arch there. You're blindsided by the sun now. So, there's the arch there, which I used that from, right? You find that as like a little stinger in some of my vids for this series, that little sign there from the last episode. I think I started to use it. This is the area where my shopping area is, near shopping area, the main shopping area. As you can see, some of the stores still closed down. This place here, Cash Converters, has only just recently opened, just before compulsory mask wearing began, that time period began. I can see one person there wearing a mask. See, most of the shops are still open. McDonald's is open. See, these shops, the main branded shops in this area are open. Now, this is only because these have opened since compulsory mask wearing I think it was only cash converters. Maybe McDonald's had opened prior to compulsory mask wearing. Everything else since. There are no queues anymore to any of the stores, and that's probably because of compulsory mask wearing. That's probably why that was brought in, to prevent the queues. But the taping is still outside the entrances to the shops. They've still left that down on the floor. See there? Prove I'm not lying. See the taping? See, they've still left the taping area down. But as I say, mask there. As I say, there are no queues anymore. Okay? Most of the stores have opened here in Liscard. Things seem to be back to normal. Bar one or two stores you saw with the shutters down a minute ago. Things are sort of like back to normal. And that's probably due to the compulsory mask wearing. Since compulsory mask wearing, it is assumed you have to wear some kind of face coverage. Just the one place of business so far, thus far, Dayton the Corner, has had sort of a problem with it. Problem with me using a handkerchief for face coverage. Like I said earlier in the video, the handkerchief does become a self-contained area. It does become an enclosed area. All the shops you can see behind me and where I'm showing you, where I've flipped the camera around for a front view, I've been in all these shops since compulsory mask wearing with my handkerchief, with my gentleman's handkerchief where I fold it up, where I've shown you clearly in the edits where I fold it up and put New Zealand instead. Yeah, all these places I've been in, whether it's been to pop in to get a watch battery, or it's to get everyday groceries, or a can of Coke. In all these shops now, you can see where I've walked through. I've been in them all since compulsory mask wearing, with my handkerchief as my covering, as my face covering. I thought I would just add a few bits and bobs in the mix for this episode. Reflection, on reflection. Not everyone does wear a mask. Now, I say that without any bias at all. It's simply, I say that with observation. Simply as an observation. I've not stopped and spoken, well, because there's no money in YouTube for me. There's no money for me in YouTube, otherwise I would stop people and hold a mic to them, get them to put their heads near my camera whilst they were talking, and ask them what their thoughts were, personal thoughts were, and I would stop individuals who were and who weren't wearing masks, and I'd ask them, guys who weren't, I'd ask them what problems were they encountering, if at all any, and people who were wearing masks, I would ask them, do they think that they should? Do they think they should? What do they personally feel about how do the masks feel on the face, etc., etc. How does wearing of the mask affect them as individuals, etc., etc. Now, I would do all that, but I wouldn't be able to stop people without suggesting to them. I wouldn't be able to stop them without giving them something in return, get me? It would have to be financial, wouldn't it? It would have to be a financial gain for anyone who I stopped in the street and asked. It would have to be financial, wouldn't it? It would have to be financial, wouldn't it? Yeah, I would like nothing more than to put up people's individuals' points of views on the wearing or the not wearing of the masks. I would love to put that aspect onto the channel, because I think it would be informative and educational. I am having problems only in the one place so far. Again, it would be too great a task to write in, to put in titles in the video as to where I'm not having problems with. It would be just too great a task, because everywhere I've been since compulsory wearing, I don't want to name places of business in case they flag my video. Basically, it's been about 3.5 weeks into compulsory wearing, and the only place I'm finding difficulty, the only place of business, and I won't name that place of business, the amount of places I'm finding a problem with is just one place of business thus far. Sorry, I can't include anybody else's opinions or point of views regarding mask wearing, because I wouldn't be able to get them on the channel. I don't make any money from this channel. It's not monetized, and I'm not making money to be able to waffle loads of people money in the street randomly. I couldn't possibly do that. So I personally have seen across the board from places where it's as if it's pre-COVID, as if it's all over with. No covering whatsoever, no requests for patrons to use coverage whatsoever of any kind. And I've seen the other extreme where I say I'm just having the one place or business where they can't seem to make up their mind whether or not to discriminate me or not. Alright, and that's all I will say in regards to that, because I don't want to stir the pot up anymore. Okay, I just want an easy life, personally. I just simply want an easy life. And you do the math. Alright, so there, in regards to facial coverage, I will have to love you and leave you for this edit. On with the episode. Isn't this wild? Keep your distance. A pair of shitty containers turn into before shot of my hanging basket, and after. So about half an hour to do that. I put all stones and pebbles around it to protect it from weeds and stuff. It's the deadheading you've got to keep on top of. You want them to get thick and bushy. Yeah, it's nice now, isn't it? Can't believe I found myself cottaging